Welcome to my daily practice at Wendy Coad Art. If you find this video interesting or helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking the video.
Hi, my name is Wendy and I'm an artist. I've been an artist my whole life and I am excited to invite you into my studio and show you my art practice. Today I'm going to work on these table pieces. I've been letting them percolate for a while and I think I'm ready to do another round. The works on the wall are in that kind of middle zone, so I'm letting them percolate now. A lot of percolation going on around here, but that's all good. So let's get started. I think I'll just grab my squeegee and I want to lighten things up a little bit. There's a green. Green is a, it's an interesting color. So to lighten things up and maybe mediate some of the green. It got a nice balance with the green and the reds, the warms and the cools, but it's just a little bit too much. The yellow doesn't help much, so I'm going in with a maybe some pastel-y colors, like a rose, for example. So I have my white paint, and this is a kind of a composite of some paints that were lying around, some excuse me, some white paints that were lying around. And let's just see how this goes. I'm not even going to use the stencils right now because I can always come back to the stencils. Just want to create a little variation. Seems to be doing it. Certainly corralling some of those intense spots. Yeah, and it did subdue the green, the predominance of the green. Just a little blush of the pink, which I'm going to put a little bit more on. But as you can see, it's mottled. And I forgot, but I put, I kind of spread some glue on the surface like I would paint. I've done this with the paint, just swirl around with a little Elmer's glue, little school glue. And I don't know if you can see it because I have paint that I've done circular motions with. But what happens with the glue is that it raises the surface so that when the squeegee comes by, it creates a very interesting texture, I think. And I'm the one to do it. Now I can still see the images below. Covered most of the surface there. Oh, I like that. I like it. It might not work though. And here too, I think I'm going to just move. I can't. The camera on the table. You should have seen me earlier. I was standing on that table. I'm just going to move this camera over here so you can see me do something similar on this panel. And because the squeegee and the pressure has laid the paint out very thinly, that'll dry pretty fast. So I'm looking at these panels because some of these I liked just the way they were, but some of them were not working. And I see I took the paint tube and made some more organic shape motions around. So obviously I wanted to kind of stir something up. Now my question is, do I want to use the same pink, or do I want to do something a little more in the fluorescent vein? Let's just try a little bit. You never know. I mean, and even if you do know, for me, if I haven't done it for a while, I've forgotten what I knew. So time to do it over again. Try something else. Oh yeah, so this is working. Ooh. Big swoop of it there. All right, that was fun. Fun with fluorescence. Oh, maybe I'll keep going. I was gonna switch, but there's something kind of nice about it because the white really subdues it to some degree, but then every once in a while it just kind of pokes right through. So let's see. Try to not get my tea involved here. All right. Yeah, I like that. I especially like, I don't know if you can see from that camera, but I especially like these kind of, it almost looks like snowfall, where it breaks up into patterns, but I'll show you in a minute. There we go. That's how I get my paint to run down. Now I'm just kind of creating more intense lines of the paint that I just had on there. You know what I think I can do? Looking for something I can use kind of as a scraper. Might as well just use the paint that's on here. So I'm going to scrape it down, scrape it down, scrape it down, because I don't really have any more to do. So I wanted to get started on some of these. Ooh. And it just adds a little bit of focus into the otherwise pretty atmospheric Now, I have no idea how that will look when it dries. But this was so much fun that I'm going to do the same thing over here. Moving back. Just gives a little definition. And it's interesting because this paint is a little bit more satiny, glossy, semi-gloss. And there's quite a bit of the pink still on here. Let me just... There, I wanted to even that out. This is also how to wear down a squeegee because of the, the texture on the surface with the glue and the paint and everything. But it's all worth it. Besides, I don't know if you watched some of the other videos where I was bemoaning the lack of dustbin availability and dustpan availability, and now they're back. So I'm a little more cavalier with them. It's getting a little precious. Okay, so another thing I can do while I wait for the paint to dry, this one has some thicker areas that I want to keep. This one, not so much, although something that, it's probably too late now. I was going to say something I could try is to sponge it off and to expose some of the underneath areas, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to get out my stencils. And start to work their magic so that there will be some stencils some positive space, some negative space. Now I'm going to overlap some of the areas that I already worked with the same stencils on, just because I think it will be interesting. Now that squeegee has a lot of the white, so I'll grab another one that has not got white on it and see how that goes. Oh, I went straight for the green. I think there's enough there now. I mean, I can have a little strip of green here and there. That's not a problem. But I kind of went overboard, which is also not a problem. I think I just have too many greens out here. I need a few more of the other colors. And I'm going to put some of the other colors on here, so there'll be some kind of a, you know, a reference amongst all of this. I hope. Could go either way. Blue's not doing very good. I have to be very careful when I do my videos. I've started to notice that I'm in my goal to not just stop talking, which I can do, but you know, keeping the conversation going. I when I get into the painting zone, and I hope you all know what I'm talking about, it's just that, you know, you're just so focused, you sink deeply into the focus, and I stop talking. But in my attempt to continue talking, I start to mutter, and so trying to keep the volume. Now I think if I go this way, that will be good. And also that way. Oh, I like these colors. Yes, yes, yes. Let's try moving down. Well, that didn't work. Oh, they're very colorful patterns. All right, this is my one of my favorites. She's the goddess of the city, and she has the city wall on her head. Can't beat that. It's one of my Venus de Milo. I had to cut new stencils, and these are quite quite a bit smaller. Well, not quite a bit smaller, but they are smaller. The nice thing about Venus de Milo is even when not terribly articulated, you can still tell it's her. Now, I'm going to have to do some more paint, but I'm very much liking how this is going. Let me do this quickly. This is a little Arctic, cool, a bit of cool in there. And I'm going to add alizarin crimson. That should punch things up a bit, just a bit. I like the way some of these blues, you know, that this is my Payne's Gray, and the end has been dragged across so much paper that it's quite wide open. And I forget that. Every time I just forget it. So I splash it around a little more than I would like, but that's okay. Work with some of the negative spaces. Oh, those are turning out quite nicely. And since I've got some different colors on, I'm going to go back to the one here that I did before, and so this now is the negative space. Possibly. Yeah, these are coming along. A little extra goop of paint here. I'm just going to scrape up this. Do one more with the Venus here, and then I think that's all I've got the paint for. Oh, yeah. You see that silhouette here? It's looking good. All right, well, I'm going to wait and do another round next time. In the meantime, I'll wait for the paint to dry. So thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you on the next tape. I'm so happy that you are joining me today, and maybe other days too. I'll take you through my day-to-day as an artist, and I look forward to seeing you on the next tape. Thanks for being here.